A man buys a watch. It costs $40. It tells perfect time. It will last him 15 years. Across town, another man buys a watch. It costs $400,000. It also tells perfect time. Here's the part nobody wants to admit. The expensive watch is not really about time. It's about a message, a signal sent to a room. I have already won. This purchase costs me nothing. And that, right there, is the first lie broke and rich people tell themselves about money, just from opposite directions. Stay with me, because the real difference between broke and wealthy isn't income. It's not even the bank balance. It's something quieter, something almost nobody puts into words. It's how you treat time itself. Right now, more people are talking about money than at almost any point in recent history. Side hustles, passive income, financial freedom by 30. And yet, household debt is climbing. Savings rates in many countries are sitting near historic lows. People are working more hours and feeling less secure. Something doesn't add up. We've never had more financial information, books, podcasts, 15-second money tips, and somehow the gap between the broke and the wealthy isn't closing, it's widening. So either everyone giving advice is wrong, or the real lesson was never being taught at all.
Let's break down what actually separates these two financial worlds, not the Instagram version, the mechanical version. Start with income. A person living paycheck to paycheck earns money, and that money disappears almost immediately. Rent, food, debt, repeat. Money comes in the front door and leaves out the back before it even gets to sit down. A wealthy household earns money too, but a portion of it gets diverted, quietly, before lifestyle even touches it. That diverted portion goes into something that produces more money without requiring more hours. This is the entire game, not income, allocation. Two people can earn the exact same salary. One ends the year with debt. The other ends the year owning a small slice of companies, real estate, or both. Same income, completely different trajectory. Why? Because one person's money is working a second job, 24 hours a day, while they sleep. The other person's money is just spent. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Compounding. You've heard the word. Most people nod and move on. Let's actually sit with it. If you invest $10,000 and it grows 8% a year, after 1 year you have $10,800. Underwhelming, almost boring. After 10 years, you have over $21,000. After 30 years, without adding a single extra dollar, you have over $100,000. Same $10,000, the only difference is time left untouched. This is the part wealth builders understand instinctively, and most people never get taught. Money doesn't multiply because you're smart. It multiplies because you are patient, before patience was profitable to talk about. And the cruel irony, the system rewards people who don't need the money soon, which usually means people who already have some cushion to begin with. The rich aren't just earning more, they're renting out time they can afford to lose. Most people can't afford to lose any.
So let's talk lifestyle, because this is where the myth really falls apart. Broke, in the financial sense, isn't about how much you earn, it's a cash flow trap. When money in barely beats money out, every single month, forever. You can earn 6 figures and be broke. You can earn $40,000 and not be. The visible difference, the cars, the vacations, the sneakers, that's not wealth. That's spending velocity. And spending velocity is often inversely related to actual net worth. Here's the quietly absurd part. Many people who look rich are leasing the appearance of wealth. Financed cars, rented mansions for content, credit-funded lifestyles, while people who are wealthy often drive 10-year-old cars and fly economy. Not because they're cheap, because they understand something the spenders don't. Lifestyle inflation is the silent killer of every raise you'll ever get. Every time your income goes up and your spending goes up to match it, you've effectively given yourself a raise of 0. The treadmill just got faster. You're still standing in the same place.
Now zoom out, because this isn't just a personal finance story, it's a structural one. The assets that build wealth, stocks, real estate, ownership stakes, are not evenly accessible. You need surplus capital to buy them. Surplus capital requires surplus income. Surplus income requires either high pay or low fixed costs. For a large portion of the population, fixed costs eat almost everything: rent, healthcare, debt service. There's no surplus left to convert into ownership, which means the wealth-building machine, compounding, asset ownership, time in the market, isn't unavailable to broke people because they're undisciplined. It's unavailable because the entry fee is liquidity they don't have. This is the part the world tends to leave out of the success story. Discipline matters, but discipline without surplus is just stress with good posture.
So, what happens if this gap keeps stretching? Historically, when asset ownership concentrates too narrowly, two things tend to happen. Asset prices rise faster than wages, making entry even harder for the next generation. And social tension rises alongside it because the system looks meritocratic while functioning less like one. We're watching early signs of both right now. Home ownership age climbing, market participation increasingly tilted toward those who already had capital to deploy. The dangerous myth isn't that wealth is possible. It's the implication that everyone is playing the same game with the same rules starting from the same line. They're not. Some people are running. Some are already riding. Here's the quiet, uncomfortable truth this video keeps circling back to. Broke and wealthy aren't opposite personalities. They're opposite relationships with time. One group spends today to feel secure today. The other spends today to feel secure 20 years from now, and can only do that because today already feels survivable. So maybe the real question isn't, how do I get rich? Maybe it's this. If wealth is just patience plus surplus, what happens to a society where fewer and fewer people are ever given enough surplus to be patient with?